People say destiny works in silence, but for him, it began with one humiliating blind date, one he nearly ran out of, until a poor single mom with soft eyes and a tired smile stopped him, asking if he was okay. She didn't know he was the CEO of a billion-dollar company. She didn't know he hadn't been touched by genuine kindness in years. And she certainly didn't know that by walking him out of that bad date, she had walked straight into his heart, changing both their lives forever. Sparkles Chapter 1, The Worst Blind Date and the Woman Who Helped Him Escape. Nathan Hale sat at the corner of the upscale restaurant, feeling more trapped than he ever did in boardrooms filled with investors. The blind date, arranged by his well-meaning but meddling cousin, was already going downhill. The woman across from him, glamorous and loud, spent 20 minutes talking about her followers, her expensive handbags, and what kind of car she expected her future boyfriend to drive. She hadn't asked him a single question. Nathan kept checking the time, feeling suffocated and strangely lonely despite sitting at a full table. Outside, rain tapped against the windows as his headache grew heavier. He wanted to leave, but he didn't want to seem rude. He had been raised to be respectful, even when he was uncomfortable. But tonight, he just couldn't take it anymore. After being insulted for not ordering the right wine, he finally stood up and muttered an apology before walking out. His chest felt tight. He didn't know if it was exhaustion or loneliness or the weight of pretending to be okay when he wasn't. Ever since losing his parents 5 years ago, he had carried a hollow space in his heart that money couldn't fill. He stepped outside, breathing deeply, letting the cold air touch his face. That's when he heard a small voice behind him. Excuse me. Sir, are you all right? He turned, and saw her. A woman in a worn but clean coat, holding a grocery bag that looked far too heavy for one hand. Her hair was tied back, strands falling loose around her cheeks. Her eyes were warm, almost too warm for a stranger addressing him. She looked tired, exhausted even, but her gaze held genuine concern. I'm sorry, she said quickly, I didn't mean to intrude. I just saw you leave in a hurry. You looked upset. He blinked. No one had asked him that in a long, long time. I'm fine, he lied, trying to smile. Just a rough date. She laughed softly, the sound gentle. Blind date. How did you know? I work at the cafe across the street, she said, tightening her grip on the grocery bag. I've seen many people walk out of that restaurant exactly the way you did. He smiled for real this time. She didn't know him. She didn't recognize him. She didn't care who he was. She was just kind. The rain began again, light droplets pattering against the pavement. You should get inside before you get drenched, she said, shifting her bag. Bad day or not, nobody deserves to end it with a cold. Nathan couldn't explain it, but he didn't want the moment to end. Do you need help with that bag? He asked. She hesitated, embarrassed. It's okay. I'm used to carrying things alone. Those words hit him deeper than she realized. Let me, he insisted gently. After a moment, she gave a small nod. As he walked beside her through the rain, he didn't ask for her name, didn't ask anything unnecessary. He just carried the heavy bag and listened to the quiet sound of their footsteps. It was the most peaceful moment he'd had in months. She stopped near a run-down apartment building. Thank you, really, she said softly. People don't usually stop to help. You helped me first, Nathan replied. She smiled, a soft, grateful smile that made something shift inside him. I hope your night gets better, she whispered before disappearing behind the old metal door. Nathan stood there for a long time, staring at the door as if he'd just witnessed something miraculous. He didn't even know her name. But somewhere deep in his heart, he knew this was only the beginning. Sparkles Chapter 2, A Lonely CEO and a Single Mom with Too Much Burden. The next morning, Nathan sat in his office, unable to focus. Papers lay scattered on his desk, his assistant waited for signatures, but his mind kept drifting to the woman from last night, the worn coat, the tired eyes, the gentle concern she offered a stranger. The world rarely gave him sincerity. She had, without hesitation. For the first time in years, he felt human. Meanwhile, across town, Emily Carter, single mother, cafe worker, survivor of more struggles than she cared to admit, was rushing through her morning routine. Her 6-year-old son, Liam, tugged at her sleeve. Mommy, are you okay? You look sad. She crouched down, kissed his forehead, and forced a smile. I'm just tired, baby. But I'm fine, fine. The lie she told every day. Rent was late again. Her extra shift had been cut. And the grocery bag from last night had held the last essentials she could afford for the week. She remembered the man she met outside the restaurant, the kind man who carried her bag without judging her. His eyes were lonely, but his manners were gentle. She wondered if he was okay now, but life didn't give her time to dwell on strangers.